welcome to Movie Pod, the podcast about movies. I'm your host, Brian Wishart, and this week I'm joined by Caleb, aka Bird Respecter. He is the former co-host of the Western Kabuki podcast and the current host of the podcast, Kill the Computer and 60-Minute Drill. How are you doing, Caleb?
Doing great. Thanks for having me.
Oh, no problem at all. So this week we're going to be discussing Joel and Ethan Coen's 2008 film, Burn After Reading. So first off, what's your experience with Burn After Reading? You're the one that suggested this movie for this podcast.
I'd seen it when I was a kid. It was a little bit before I really cared too much about movies, but I would say it kind of became special to me during the pandemic. I think a lot of us kind of had a reawakening, to find a love for cinema or whatever when we're looking for stuff to do because we're sitting around all day. That was definitely my experience. I went through and just kind of went through directors I liked and just marathoned everything the Coen brothers had made during that point. And I kind of just felt like there's a couple movies that just have the template for they're just perfect capsules for a moment in time. And I kind of felt like from there to then, this kind of post-COVID stupid fucking world. Oh, can I swear on here? Sorry, I didn't ask.
Absolutely. This is more explicit. Yeah.
Yeah. So just that's the world we all live in. We live in the Burn After Reading universe. That's what everything is just like now.
Yeah. Yeah. I was looking at some of the behind the scenes stuff of Burn After Readings just on the DVD. And it's funny because George Clooney has this comment, how Burn After Reading is it's a movie about shockingly dumb people in Washington, but it's not political. And that comment alone feels like it's very Bush era, because this is a political movie just because it is about inept intelligence agents, but it's not about Democrats versus Republicans, which is pretty much how Hollywood looks at what all politics are.
Yeah, this is you didn't have to care about politics in the same way because Trump didn't exist yet, right? But
exactly,
the fact that he said that kind of proves the underlying point of this movie, where you have two classes of people, and I'm not sorry if I'm jumping around or whatever, but
Go
two
ahead.
classes of people, the intelligentsia, the thinkers that are everybody's stupid, but they're self-important and obtuse, and then you have the working class Jim Dum-Dums that are even more dumb, but at least have tangible ends. You know what I'm saying? So for George Clooney to be oh, this isn't political, it's kind of okay, well, you're in a way so wrong that could fit in this movie.
But also it is very much a movie of the 2000s, of the specific era. What I find really fascinating about this, because the Coen brothers won Best Picture and Best Director, Best Writer at the Oscars the previous year for No Country for Old Men, and that's a movie that was it's based on Cormac McCarthy book. It's a really profound work. There's a lot to obviously say. And I feel a lot of people treat Burn After Reading as if it's just a dumb basic comedy that had nothing to offer. And I kind of feel that's reputation's kind of stuck with it to this day. And I think people are kind of wrong when they think this movie does not have anything really to say.
Yeah, well, they worked on those two movies simultaneously, so I could definitely see. I don't know. I mean, obviously, I don't know. I have any insight to what their creative process is other than what everybody else can read online or whatever. But I think it's pretty obvious that there's some spillover. But it's kind of maybe. I guess what I'd say is this movie may not even be in their top 10, but to me it's number one of the Coen brothers, or maybe any movie ever made, or at the top with the best of them for just banger one-liners.
Oh, yes, 100%, yeah. Also, I was reading that apparently, so they wrote the same time as No Country for Old Men, and they alternated each day for which movie they were writing, either Burn After Reading or No Country for Old Men. So this is on their mind when they're doing No Country for Old Men, and No Country for Old Men was on their mind when doing Burn After Reading.
Yeah.
Which is pretty nuts to think about, considering how different these movies are. And what's pretty interesting about this too is there's honestly not that much interesting about how this movie was really made. The behind the scenes stuff in the DVD is not that interesting overall. And I was looking at the press circuit for leading up to this movie, and basically I was oh, the most impressive part of this movie is they wrote the part for every actor in mind except for Tilda Swinton. Tilda Swinton, they had no idea who they were going to cast. So they had Brad Pitt in mind for his role, Frances McDormand in mind for her role, John Malkovich in mind for his role. But there's not really much, I feel they were just this is the Coen brothers, just kind of firing on all cylinders, kind of trying to get back in the comedy groove, because Lady Killers was a dud, and Intolerable Cruelty no one really liked. This is kind of the first comedy that kind of people actually enjoyed since well, even Big Lebowski at this point had a bit of a critical reappraisal, but it's been a while since critics actually latched onto a Coen Brothers comedy. So what's your general experience with the Coen Brothers overall? It was just the fact that you got into them during the pandemic, or did you watch many of them before?
Yeah, I mean, obviously the big ones. Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? Which I don't think is even their best work, but it's probably one of their more commercially successful.
I think Oh Brother's my favorite comedy of theirs. I love that movie.
Yeah, I mean, it's like picking a favorite child. You know what I mean? When I say it's like not in their top whatever, I mean, you could ask me tomorrow and it could be completely different. It's just kind of how great. It's just a testament to how great they are. You know. Yeah, I mean, I know that one's one of the more commercially successful ones, mainstream wise, and I'd seen that, and obviously No Country for Old Men was a masterpiece, and it was wonderful to see that in theaters, and it was just one of those movies.
I missed that one in the theater. I think Branch of Reading was actually the first one I saw in the theater.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
But like I hadn't seen, initially I hadn't seen The Big Lebowski, and something about like the cult of personality that formed around the Coen Brothers movies, like almost isolated me from enjoying them in a weird way. Does that make sense? Like my friends would all quote The Big Lebowski, and it was like something I didn't get. So I was like, well, fuck you guys. So I didn't actually like take, I had seen this one as a kid as well, but it wasn't like something that was near and dear to my heart until later.
Yeah, Big Lebowski is a movie that like truly has people love that movie to death. I like it. Not great in my opinion. I think it's like one of their lesser movies overall, but like they make great movies. So like it's still a solid movie. Like Jeff Bridges is phenomenal in that movie. But yeah, I totally get where you're coming from. Where people, it's kind of like off-putting how people the kind of the culture around that one movie, because like it's like when you actually go around to watching, it's like, oh, it's like,
it's not what I expect. So I guess what I should also say too is that, back in the day, like dumbass Facebook conservatives would post like the Walter meme of the gun. Am I the only one around here who thinks blah, blah, blah? And it was like, I just assumed that that's what the movie was, and not understanding that these people didn't realize that Walter was making fun of them. That was just like very, very funny thing that just completely gets lost in the mix. So that was another thing that just kind of kept me away from watching that movie.
All those impact text memes from Walter back in the day, like
or just people saying like, shut the fuck up, Donnie. It's like, I don't understand why that's funny. That's not funny, and then you see it's like, okay, actually that is funny. I get it.
It is. Yeah, John Goodman's so funny. That means
incredible.
Yeah. So I'm looking at the rest of like the behind the scenes stuff of this movie. Like there's truly not that much really interesting at all. Like, they had a lot of fun with dressing up the actors as looking like dumbasses too, because the way that Brad Pitt looks in this movie is phenomenal. And like it's hard to make Brad Pitt look like a doofus.
I'm sorry, but like every time he came on the screen, I just started laughing like he was Homer Simpson or something. Just an absolute fucking masterclass of just being a dope. I don't know, like the Coen Brothers write morons like nobody ever has probably ever will again. That's what I love about their movies so much. And this is like, of all the rubes that they have ever written, Brad Pitt's character has to be at the top.
Oh yeah, his character's so good because like he doesn't really have a character motivation at all. He's just kind of going with the flow, but he's a complete fucking idiot the whole time.
He's like because like nobody in this movie is really good necessarily. Like this isn't really like a morally good or bad. This is an ethically great movie. He's probably the best of them, which is very funny because he has no ideology.
He has no motivation. He has no purpose.
He's literally just trying to help Linda out.
Yeah, he's trying to be a good guy like also like the costume designer had a really fun thing to say in the behind the scenes, where basically like she got the idea for Brad Pitt's look in this movie, which is like everyone's probably seen gifs of Brad Pitt in this movie online of him in a weird gym outfit and like him in a weird suit. Him in the dance, yeah. And she said like she was inspired, but he has like one bad commercial he did like back around the time where his hair looked kind of off and such, and she was like, I'm putting that hair in the movie because your hair looks really fucking awful. This is how
I noticed that you could see his roots like through and through on that dye job. I was wondering what was going on with that. That's funny.
Yeah. And also with like the suit too, like she's like, how do you make Brad Pitt look like a complete doofus? And it was like a big struggle. Like you gotta get the most ill-fitting suit possible for him that like does not make him look handsome whatsoever. It looks like he looks like a kid like at his 8th grade graduation, just like yeah, like, this is the suit that my mom bought me with the rack because it was cheap.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the only other big thing that really happened in this movie is that Roger Deakins shot most of the Coen Bros movies up to this point. After he's like their main cinematographer at this point in time, but he was committed to Sam Mendes's Revolutionary Road. So Emmanuel Lubezki shot this movie. He's the guy who works with Alfonso Cuarón a lot and Inarritu a lot. So he's shot like Gravity, The Revenant, Birdman. But like this movie just looks like a Coen Bros movie. So clearly Lubezki was just kind of just I'm working with the Coens. This is a Coen Brothers movie, not a movie that's mine. Which is like the best way that Coen Brothers movies work is like when they just feel like a Coen Brothers movie.
Yeah. And I had heard that they, and I don't know how true this is, just you read on stuff online, that they don't actually, like when they're writing, they have like scenes, but they pretty much just like have the storyboard and then they work scene to scene. So like all the, I would imagine picking up on this as a cinematographer would be pretty simple because they already have like everything storyboarded exactly how they want it to do. Almost like when they were doing, I read some interview that they had done about No Country for Old Men, where they were like, it's just funny because when we were reading the book, we're like, yep, shot for shot, this is how we're going to do it, because Cormac already wrote exactly how we were going to do it. So it's funny to have like the role reversed like that,
Yeah, like they also like they write their dialogue so particularly too, like Jeff Bridges, like all his ums and ahs in the Big Lebowski performance are like written into the script. It's not a lot of him like improvising. Clooney said something really funny behind the scenes where like he like tries to suggest something to the Coen Bros, like, oh, what if I did this idea for this character Harry in this movie? And then like I was like, oh yeah, sure, yeah, try and give that a shot. And then like they shoot, like he does it doesn't work out well, and Clooney realizes that like, oh yeah, no, Joel and Ethan Coen know exactly what they're doing with this dialogue. I just need to stick to the script.
Yeah, and I know that part of the reason that they never worked with Nicolas Cage again was because he, during Raising Arizona, was like very particular about like how he wanted to do things, and he would, the story goes, he'd get up at like 4 a.m. and just be on his treadmill reading the script, and he would like call them and be like, I think we should do this, and I think we should do that, and it's like kind of, probably a very difficult confluence of personalities.
Yeah, because like Nicolas Cage is so good in Raising Arizona. He feels like such a good fit for the Coen Brothers and what their kind of movies are. But like when it comes to a professional working relationship, you can absolutely tell how they would completely clash.
Yeah, yeah. Eventually, it's just too many cooks in the kitchen. I would imagine that was a really, really difficult dynamic. But yeah, it worked out fantastically. But I could see why they would want to work with them again.
Yeah, and like this movie has a lot of their regulars too, like George Clooney's regular, Frances McDormand, of course, she's married to Joel Coen. Yeah, like this is the first one with Brad Pitt. This is the first one with John Malkovich. I think it's still the only ones to this day with them in it. And I think it'd be great to like have like Brad Pitt in a Coen Brothers movie again. Like this, he was really fucking good in this one.
Richard Jenkins, shockingly, was fucking killer in this, and I'd seen this movie a bunch of times. I was watching it obviously in preparation for this, and I didn't really realize how like low key good he was until it was like a scene that I'd completely forgotten about. And I know we'll get to this, but it's when he's in the bar with Linda, and they're talking about like, oh, some people would love you for just how you are, and she goes, you mean losers? And he's like, well, I wasn't always a loser. I wasn't I wasn't a manager of hard bodies my whole life. And then he goes out to randomly explain how he was like a Greek Orthodox priest for 4 years.
It shows a little photo of it too.
Dude, the way that he's like, she's like, wow, that's a great job. How'd you lose that job? And the way he just kind of forlornly says, that's a long story. Like, complete masterpiece of just, again, one-liners through the roof.
Because it gets so much history, you're never going to get the rest of the movie, is you just know that this guy, like, has some deep, dark past.
Yeah.
And, like, the way he tells his eyes, too, because he's clearly in love with this woman, too, and, like, she's shutting him down, like, oh, it's great. We'll get into it for sure.
Yeah.
So we should probably crack into the movie right now. So, movie opens up with the Universal logo popping up, and then, after the title cards for the production logos, we get a map showing North America, and it slowly zooms in the CIA headquarters. And did you recognize this font? It's the same font as, like, for the anti-piracy war, it's like, would you download a car? Would you steal a car? Like,
nice.
It's the same font as that, which is so funny. Like, so, like, I'm away at TIFF next week, so I've already recorded the episode I'm playing then, which is American Pie. And my friend and I were talking about this before, so I'll talk about it again too. But that you wouldn't steal a car font, like that same font, like because there's a whole anti-piracy campaign, and like you see in front of a million DVDs, like you watch like around that time too. Did you know that they actually that font there, they didn't have the license to use it.
That's great.
So they actually stole a font for the "you wouldn't download a car." All those ads.
I never heard that before.
Yeah, like so, like it's the funniest. Every time I see that ad pop up, like or see it memed online, I love it so much. When I was trying to come up with a logo for this podcast, I was like, oh, maybe I should do like "you wouldn't download a car" font there. But look, movie pod looks like movie poo in that font, so I couldn't use it.
And not ideal.
Nope. Yeah, so the map of North America slowly zooms into CIA headquarters in Langley, Virginia. And in the headquarters, Osborne Cox enters Superior's office. Cox is played by John Malkovich, who is phenomenal, of course.
Yeah, the king.
Mm-hmm. And so 2 other agents are in his office. His superior, Palmer, is there too. And Cox is being taken off the Balkan assignments and signals intelligence. And Malkovich is completely shocked by this. He says, like, Palmer, with all due respect, what the fuck are you talking about? Why is Olsen here? What the fuck is this? I'm a great analyst. And they try to say, like, yeah, like, you're off this because you have a drinking problem. Mm-hmm. And, like, he's livid because he's like, oh, this is an assault. I have a drinking problem. Like, fuck you. Peck, you're a Mormon. Next to you, we all have a drinking problem.
So good.
He's like starts arguing like, oh yeah, this is a crucifixion, this is political, like, you know, don't tell me it's not that. So like slams the door and walks right the hell out of there. And he gets home and like immediately he's fixing himself a drink.
Yeah, common throughout the movie, and I'm not going to spoil anything, but at the end, speaking of Richard Jenkins, he has a drink in his hand during that scene at the end too, which I thought I didn't notice that before. It's very funny, almost like a Trailer Park Boys Julian-esque.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely, yeah. Robin Cokes was in Trailer Park Boys as well, right?
Yeah.
I've only seen like 2 episodes of that show. I'm Canadian. I spent a lot of time in Dartmouth myself. I've never actually like watched like more than like 2 episodes of Trailer Park Boys.
It's good.
Huge blind spot
recommend it enough.
I gotta get around to it. I've actually met the Trailer Park Boys.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they came to like university, like Western University's campus one time, like for promoting one of their movies, and like they're giving away burgers at like the student campus there, and like there was like giving away free burgers and stuff, and like meeting people, and like I like got a photo with them on an old iPhone that like I cannot actually find the damn photo, but I've met That's like so Julian good. Bubbles and the other guy.
So they're just like that in the real life, because that's what they would do in the show, just burgers. Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah, weird circumstances, and like I'm shocked, and I did not watch the show after I actually met the guys. Weird experience. Yeah, so of course Malkovich is drinking at home and everything, and his wife comes home, Katie Olsen, who's played by Tilda Swinton. And he's trying to tell her that he got fired from work, and she just like doesn't give a shit because she's trying to set up this dinner party that's happening later that night. And he's like, oh, did you pick up the cheeses? And she's like, no, I didn't pick up the cheeses. I got something bigger happening. Like, oh, why the fuck you not pick up the cheese? So she's very pissed off about that. And then we cut to the dinner party itself, and Malkovich has a plate in his hand with all kinds of like crackers and cheese on them, and George Clooney is as Harry Farr is like looking at the plate there, and he's like oh, like, do any of these have like, and his goat cheese have actual like lactose in it, because like he has lactose reflux.
Yeah. He keeps just making up like I don't know why they did that, but throughout the movie you'll notice he has various sensitivities and fake things that he just says, which is while he's just mauling food. It's very funny.
And the best part is that like you think it's going to pay off in the end or something like that, because it's happened a couple times, but like it never does.
Yeah, there are so many things that are just completely like these like Chekhov's gun plot points that go nowhere, right? Except for the gun, the Chekhov's gun, which I mean.
We'll get to that for sure. Yeah. It's the best part of the movie.
I thought that was a little on the nose for sure. That's just one of those things you like. They keep referencing it, food allergies and such.
Yeah, and also with Clooney as well. He's because he's a federal marshal, so he brings up a lot of points. Like he has a gun on him all the time, but he's never actually fired the gun ever
in 20 years of service. Not a big deal. You keep saying.
Yeah, which we find out is kind of a big deal. Yeah. So, like, yeah, Clooney's complaint was his lactose reflux and stuff. Malkovich's like, yeah, like, that's not a thing. So, yeah, then so Clooney just devours this cracker cheese and everything.
His chewing and talking. I mean, like, that's obviously a simple trope, but he just nails it with just this crass, buffoonish asshole while he's doing that. And then when Tilda Swanson brings him in, or Katie Cox brings him into the kitchen, I don't know what it was about it. It's just one of these things that makes the Coens, these little one-off lines that make the Coens brilliant. Is like he keeps. Oh, what is it? What kind of tile is this? Oh, this is nice.
It's the wooden floorboards. He loves the wooden floor.
Yeah. He keeps like talking about like the house and how nice it is as he's like stealing this guy's wife, basically, or kind of. You know what I'm saying? It's like such a piece of shit. Genius throwaway line. I don't know.
Oh, it's great. And like overall, like Clooney's house is nicer than he has like a truly full-in house. Like Malkovich and Swinton, they just live in like a brownstone apartment there. Like it's like nice place too, of course. But like Clooney's weirdly envious. Like, but also like I feel like Clooney's character wants to be interesting. That's his thing, is that he wants to appear to be interesting, but he's not. Like so like, he knows what the floors are and such. He knows he's like debilitating food allergies, which he clearly does not have, but he wants to eat the food. He wants to be seen as someone who's like way more interesting than he is.
Yeah.
Clooney, the Coen said that between this movie, Brother Where Art Thou, and Intolerable Cruelty, it's like the Idiots trilogy with George Clooney, because they love casting him as a complete utter moron. And I love Clooney in idiot mode so much. Like Clooney's a good actor, but he's
among the best when he's dumb.
Yeah, he plays it so well, because like handsome, charming guy and everything, but when he plays like a complete imbecile, it's wonderful to witness.
He does something in this movie that both Brad Pitt does in the biggest scene in the movie, but also Frances McDormand does really well. That like, I don't know, this just has to be a Coen thing, but the way that they have their actors smile, big fucking dopey smiles at key moments, like. Again, jumping towards the end, and I apologize, but when he asks, who are you? Who are you? I'm Linda Litsky. She gives him that smile. It's just like, it's so goddamn funny.
They know like their actors' faces and how like actors can react and make a scene complete sell a scene.
Oh, yeah. So
we know that Swinton and Clooney are having an affair. Clooney's not happy in his marriage. He's married to his wife there, played by Elizabeth Marvel. She's a children's book author. They're clearly not in a happy relationship whatsoever. It's later that night. Swinton, Malkovich, like they're about to go to bed and everything, and he's like, "I want to write a memoir," and Swinton laughs at him. He's like, "Memoir? He's like, why would you want to do that? Like, you know, almost like his like career and life is so fucking useless." And like he looks totally dejected. And the next day, he's on his boat and talking to his father. His father is like,
to be clear, she's completely right, but she's an asshole for saying it. Like, that's kind of the whole point of the movie, is that his life is completely, totally pointless.
And we find out later on that, like, even the CIA is like, you know, this guy's not important enough in the food chain to, like, worry about whatever information he has. So, like, he thinks he's very important there, but he's overall not. And what's also great, too, as the movie starts off, like, Malkovich is like such great suits, but as the movie progresses, he gets like more like schlubby attire overall. He's like down to like underwear and like a robe by the end.
Still carrying his drink though.
He's always got his drink though. And so Malkovich's on a boat with his father, and his father is like in a wheelchair. He's like comatose pretty much, and like apparently his father was also in the government as well. And Malkovich like laments like intelligence is different now thanks to the Cold War being over. So clearly it's about a generational thing. 'Cause whatever's going on in this Bush era intelligence service like is not as like prominent. But he thinks that his memoir will be totally explosive, and that there's a higher patriotism in what he's doing, as like if he's releasing a shitty book, he's on a complete warpath right now. And like I immediately thought about how like right now in America, every politician and journalist wants to release their own shitty ass book with something like that. And was it Sean Spicer whose book like no one bought except for like 4 journalists?
Forgot all about Sean Spicer. That's the name I've not thought about that guy in a minute.
Sorry for bringing him up.
Why the fuck did he write a memoir? What is his Twitter battles with Dippin' Dots?
Yeah, just like it's just like so like it's. You're right. This movie is so telling of the era where like people actually think that like if they were to like release a memoir, it's gonna be so devastating and everyone thinks their lives are so important. It's gonna be a big seller. Like, you know, Kamala Harris is writing that book about how she lost an election. Yeah, like pretty much everyone who's even ran for office in America, it seems like they're like, oh, I wrote a book how I lost, that no one liked me, and like no one buys the books. No one remembers these books after the first like 2 weeks after they come out. And like I think the interesting thing about this movie is like there's like in 2008, if a CIA operative dropped some big bombshell thing about what he knew, that could be something interesting. But like I think now, like, what kind of books would even break big? If like some like whose tell-all story about their life in American politics and American government would actually like make a big splash and make an impact on the world?
I just kind of feel like this is the insane man who tried to get like weapons of mass destruction, who shot at Trump on a golf course, could write his memoir. And I don't think anyone would care. Like nobody, it's just nobody gives a fuck.
It's funny because like 10 years ago, if that happened, like someone would absolutely buy that book completely. But like we live in such a different time right now where it's just like it's so commonplace. No one reads books anymore too. That's another big problem.
Yeah.
It's just the journalists who are writing about it and the people who like are in their orbit that are buying the books. They're not actual bestsellers.
Right.
Malkovich's character Oz, he thinks he's important enough he can sell his book and like do something important with it. He's on a bit of a war path against the CIA for getting fired. So Swinton's clearly pissed off, so she's seeing a lawyer, and the lawyer tells her to advise getting all the financial information from Malkovich before she leaves him. That's important because that leads to the main incident of the movie. So like Malkovich is recording his thoughts on a recorder of his life there, and it's like the most uninteresting things ever. Like he clearly has nothing to offer the world with this book. He says that George Kennan's a hero of his, and he gets so bored at one point he starts watching Family Feud. Like he's not doing anything but write his book or talk about his book, and he's like blowing a full day. The clock says like 4:50 p.m., so he starts drinking. So he mixes up a rum and coke with lime, and so like we cut back to Tilda Swinton and George Clooney. They're hooking up on the boat, and Swinton returns home, and Malkovich has written a note saying he's at a Princeton reunion dinner. The note has 7 squeezed lime wedges around it, so he's been drinking hard tonight.
I didn't notice that. It's good detail.
7 limes on the paper around the note saying, at the Princeton reunion tonight. And he's at the Princeton reunion. Malkovich is like drinking more booze too, and he's also has like a chicken like leg in hand or chicken wing in hand, and, like singing along with like drunkenly with his Princeton buddies. And so he's at his Princeton reunion, and Swinton starts gathering all the financial documents and loads them on a blank CDR. It's funny, this period of time where like you wouldn't do it on a USB drive because that wasn't as common. So like I love the tech of this movie. It really a lot. Like it's not a lot of cell phones. Like cell phones don't really play a lot into this movie at all.
Yeah, it's kind of strange because this was released in 2008.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of feel like USB drives were around then.
I definitely had USBs in high school. Yeah, when I was in high school, this movie came out. Yeah, but the CDR makes it.
He's
really
he's an older guy. Yeah, it makes sense. It's
old guys don't know how to use tech. And we cut to a cosmetic surgeon telling a woman all the ways she can reduce her fat and tighten up her skin. This is Linda Litsky, who's played by Frances McDormand, and she has like no common physical appearance at all, which is her main plot of the movie. Is that she works at a gym and she just has no confidence at all in herself. And what's funny is like behind the scenes, Frances McDormand says something like, "Oh, she read the part and was like, oh, it's self-deprecating. Like this is an awful part. Like I was so hesitant to take this role because it's so self-deprecating." I'm like, you're married to the director and writer of the movie. Of course, you're taking the movie. Like,
yeah,
what are you talking about?
You know, there's a review of Fargo by Matt Christman of Chapo Trap House that I always thought was really good. One of the things he mentions in that is like how kind the Coens were to Margie in that movie, and this is completely antithetical to that. This is they're often mean to their characters. I mean, like they write 2 kinds of movies really. It's like rubes, and then like somebody in some existential torment nexus, right? And this is kind of a synthesis of that. But yeah, it's like it goes from her I think that was her most recent one with them was Fargo, right? And then her next one is just awful to her as an actress.
Yeah, like and she's so good in Fargo too. What's so great about Frances McDormand in this movie is like she's a beautiful woman, of course, but she completely sells the fact she's uncomfortable in her own skin. And her next like major role after this movie is probably 3 Billboards Outside of Ebbing, Missouri, which she wins the Oscar for. And that's a movie where she's on a warpath, so comfortable in her own skin, and like she is just like she's a fantastic. Like I cannot understand how great of an actress she is, how varied she can be in her roles, even the Coen Brothers movies, you're right. Like this is the one that they're the cruelest to her in, and she still like gets a lot of incredible scenes, a lot of incredible dialogue, and it works the fact that she can sell the fact that she is clearly still a beautiful woman. Richard Jenkins also is always going on about how like, oh, you look great, you don't need to change anything about you, but yeah, and she's just able to completely nail the fact that she is like totally insecure. Yeah, so the surgeon overall wants to do 4 procedures to tackle everything she wants done. Like she wants like a breast implant, like a butt lift or something, a crow's feet reduction. She keeps adding more and more to this poor woman who like, so like this guy's milking her for everything she wants, like to the point where it's like, oh, you have a vaccine scar on your arm there, let's try and get that removed. So poor woman. And so we then get to Linda at work, so at Hard Body's gym, and her coworker is Chad Feldenheimer, played by Brad Pitt, and he is just so fucking incredible in this movie.
Yeah, I mean, not to jump ahead, the closet scene.
The closet scene.
It's one of the best scenes in any Coen Brothers movie, I think. Mm-hmm. And I understand that it had to happen, and it had to happen when it happened. I just wish we would have gotten a little bit more of Chad before. I know. But I guess it's always better to leave people wanting more than to be overexposed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, just genuinely, every time I even just see him, whatever throwaway lines it was, I don't know what it was when Linda was on the online dating website, and she pulls up that first guy that she goes out with, and he just goes, oh, State Department, that's cool, or whatever. Just like everything that he says, he's just such a fucking boy. It's so good.
Yeah, so the website they go to is bewithmedc.com, which is so fucking funny. Like I was too young to be using dating at this point in time, but like regional dating sites is such a funny idea, like especially now, like where everyone just has like Tinder or Bumble or something to like, you know, find their local people. And what's great about Frances McDormand's scene is like she's going through this dating site here, but she's extremely shallow what she's looking for too. Like she's going all these guys with receding hairlines, losers and everything. Yeah. I think Brad Pitt makes a comment like, oh, you should call it MrLoser.com. And then Chazzy's the one guy who's like in a suit there, and like Chaz's like, oh, you gotta go for this guy here because like he's like has a suit, so he must be very fancy and nice. Yeah. And Linda's like, he has hair plugs, so like I don't like that. Like you're trying to go through cosmetic surgery yourself, so she's a shallow person herself, despite the fact like she's just deeply insecure as a human being. Like, and
sure,
that's her tragedy as a person, is that she's very deeply insecure, and like she projects that upon everyone she wants to date. And she's trying to get her surgery done, but she's on the phone with her insurance company. They're not going to cover it because it's all like, it's not essential procedures because it's plastic surgery. She just wants to look better. And she argues like, oh, it's my public facing job, so like I have to look good for it. And as this is happening, like she's clearly upset on the phone, and we get introduced to Ted, who's played by Richard Jenkins, and he's clearly has a crush on her as her boss, and he feels so sorry for her because like he thinks she's absolutely beautiful, and she thinks she's a complete hideous wreck the whole time.
Yeah, it's hard to watch, frankly.
It really is, yeah. She goes on a date with some guy, she goes on the website, and he looks like just some guy. It's just like some guy with glasses, middle-aged man there, moderately handsome, and they go on a date to see some
terrible sex scene, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man.
It's the most, like, no chemistry at all. The most dispassionate missionary sex ever put to cinema. It's so, like, neither of them are really that into it at all.
It's remarkable how bad it is, which obviously it's the point, but it's just like, God damn, that was hard to watch.
Yeah. So, on their date, too, before they have sex there, they go on a date to see a movie called Coming Up Daisy, which is a fictional movie. This movie stars, allegedly, Claire Danes and Dermot Mulroney. The poster says, based on a book by Cormac McCarthy.
I didn't realize that. In the movie, it's like very obviously like a Rubish comedy.
Yeah.
Which is very funny. I didn't catch that. That's good.
And all it is like, it's just like you see like Dermot Mulroney standing on the ground there, talking to a woman in heels stuck in a tree. He's like, hey, you better get down from that tree there. And we see the movie like
she laughs so hard at that. You got to come down. And she just laughs.
And
it's so good.
It's so funny. And this scene, this fake movie, was directed by Sam Raimi.
Oh, he's a friend of the Coens, isn't he?
Mm-hmm, yeah, like they did the movie Crime Wave together, and
That's right.
yeah, and like we get to Clooney and Swinton. They're talking about divorcing their spouses, and Clooney doesn't seem that enthusiastic about divorcing his wife for Tilda Swinton. He kind of just wants to leave his relationship in general. Then we cut to George Clooney. He's at a hardware store, and we don't know what he's up to. And he's like buying pipes and other materials to bring home to work in his basement, welding things together. And this is like incredible plot line because you have no idea what the fuck he's working on. And like, it's like, he's such a bizarre character, but like, you wonder, like, is it like some like, is he turning on his government or not? Is he like trying to flip on something? But like, the way it pays out is absolutely incredible. So like, at this point, all the characters are established, the pieces are in place. So now we get to the meat of the movie, which is where the gym employees find a CDR on the floor of the ladies' locker room at Hard Bodies, and Brad Pitt is like scrolling through his computer.
Absolutely zero concept of what he's looking at, but confident that he's on to something. Yeah. So this is like where the movie kind of turns in, to me, like when you asked me what movie I wanted to do, it's this. Everybody is like looking at things above them, and they're just confident that they have some idea of what is going on, and they shape their actions and their identities and everything about themselves around these completely and totally skewed perceptions of like what the government is doing, right? Something so banal. And
so like Brad Pitt's like, oh yeah, SIGINTs mean code. We got a lot of code here, a lot of financial data here, numbers and dates. Numbers and dates and numbers and I don't know. That's the shit, man.
So good, dude.
It sells it so well because like he has no idea what he's looking at all, but he thinks he's found the most important thing in the world. Like, and like Jenkins, like, I don't know, posting lost and found, someone lost a CD there, and like oh well, hello, did anyone lose their secret CIA shit? Like, of course they're not gonna like be able to like actually give this information back to anyone at all. And so like they try to think of ways to like market this because like Ted won't give Linda an advancement of salary there. She wants cash for surgery. And here's the great bar scene where Ted, played by Richard Jenkins, is like telling how beautiful she is, how beautiful Frances McDormand is, and gives like the weird like pass of like him being a former Greek Orthodox priest and everything. And she just says like, I've gone about as far as I can with this body. And he's like,
the way she says that is very funny too. It's sad, obviously, but
yeah.
The tone with which she says that, the confidence in which she's just so stupid about it, is just very funny.
And like he's like, well, it's not a phony baloney Hollywood body. She's like, that's right, Ted. I'd be laughed out of Hollywood. And like, she also has one great line. Like, I got this gut that swings in front of me like a shopping cart with a bent wheel. It's like, oh come on, like please be kind to yourself. You really wish she was kind of nicer to herself, but like, she's like. But
it kind of goes back to that scene with the surgeon too, where like he's like got the calipers out or whatever, and it's like she does not have a bad body whatsoever at all.
Yeah, and he's like really fueling into the insecurity there too. One thing that's pretty interesting about this movie too is that like you don't really see Frances McDormand comparing herself to other women directly, because like it's not like she's looking at photos online or anything like that. It's all like, her deep internal insecurity. She's never like like doing a female gaze type thing, looking at women in the park, like, oh, wishing I could look like this, like, I guess 2008, like Kate Upton or something like that. It's just really just her just feeling deeply, personally insecure with the way she looks.
Yeah.
So Richard Jenkins has a great line, but like, there's a lot of guys who would like you just the way you are, and she responds like, yeah, losers. And Jenkins looks so like, fucking
deflates. It's what an actor, what a scene. Like he doesn't have very much time in this movie. It's two really big scenes, one towards the end, obviously, but I don't know. He just kind of steals the show in a low-key way of how funny and good he is.
Yeah, like this is a short movie too, but you can feel like this could be about like a half hour longer and still be a very good movie. But I saw one of the best things with the Coen Brothers movies. I think Coen Brothers like their longest movie. I think is like No Country, like 2 hours and 2 minutes.
Yeah,
like,
this is a 90-minute heater, dude.
Yeah. Oh god. So I saw Honey Don't earlier tonight, the new Ethan Coen movie.
I've not heard good things, unfortunately.
It's bad. Yeah, like it's probably the worst Coen thing I've seen to this point. It's surprisingly
I think he just wanted
boring.
to do something with his wife, and they're having fun. But it's like, come on, man.
But he did Drive Away Dolls, which was a lot more fun. That came a couple years back. Like that was kind of a fun movie. This one is less fun. It's trying to be more of a pulpier, like 70s, like detective and noir thing. But it's just so boring. That's the problem. Like, we just need the Coen Brothers to get back together. I would love to make another movie again. Like, I love Buster Scruggs. That was a great movie. That was the last one they did.
Yeah, I didn't really like the was it Macbeth that Joel did?
Oh, that and The Man Who Wasn't There are the only Coen Brothers movies I have not seen. I gotta check out the Macbeth one.
I mean, it's not bad or anything. I think, that was like, I think they announced that like it was stalled because of COVID. So like I had just gone through everything. I was like, I'm super excited for another Coen Brothers, even though it's just Joel. And I don't know. Maybe I need to revisit that. Maybe I'm gonna officially rescind that opinion until I watch it again. But it did underwhelm me pretty significantly.
I just want to see Denzel as Macbeth because Denzel Washington's like one of the best actors out there.
Yeah, it just kind of feels like they drew inspiration from a lot of these kind of older movies, and now it just kind of seems like they're trying to remake them outright. Or at least Ethan is with this stuff, and I just don't know. Like, even this movie was based off of some old 60s movie or something that I was reading about this just to try and find something interesting to say for this show or something. But it was like called Affirm and Consent, is some movie from 62 that I've never seen. But apparently they like tried to do a shot-for-shot remake of it with their friends when they were kids. So
they mentioned that behind the scenes, like they try like 16mm camera and stuff. Like they're trying to do some sort of spy thing. Then
Yeah, that's what it is. And this was supposed to be kind of based on that, but just kind of screwball Shaggy Dog within Shaggy Dog stories,
Yeah. And like they also like say that like this is them trying to do like a Tony Scott like kind of movie as well as like a Jason Bourne kind of movie.
Sure.
Which is like truly, if you want to do a Jason Bourne movie as the Coen Brothers, this is exactly what it would be.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So we cut to Linda in bed and she's woken up by Chad calling her. And so goes to her apartment hallway and sees Chad running down the hallway. He's yelling, "Oh my god, oh my god." He's carrying a bike wheel and a helmet. Like, he does not trust anyone. He doesn't want anyone to steal his bike at all.
He loves his bike so much.
Yeah. And so Chad's found out who this guy is. He's summoning a fucking doofus. It's that one popular gif with him in the red red shirt there, those white earbuds, and just like like party boying.
Yeah. I love my favorite line from the scene is when he's like, again, just another complete throwaway, when he's like, "Hey, do you have any water I need to hydrate?" And Linda's like, "Just tap water." He turns around. "Are you serious?" The way that he said that like, just kills me, dude.
He's like, "The Maryland swamp water."
Yeah. So good. And then he ends up getting an orange juice, like, again, just like a boy.
Yeah. He plays the part like he's like a 5-year-old boy who's like his parents are disappointed in him. Brad Pitt is phenomenal. I think Brad Pitt's the MVP of this movie, truly. Like, he's just so fucking funny in this.
It's so good. This scene in particular I think has some of, because there's that, and then there's another line that we'll get to in a second, I'm sure, that just makes me laugh so hard. So
he's celebrating because he found out who this guy is. So the secret guy, as he calls him in the documents, is Osborne Cox, John Malkovich, and he thinks he's high up in the CIA due to the quality of the intelligence. Which, like, you have no idea what the fuck you're talking about. How do you know what the quality of the intelligence is?
Yeah, and, which is great because it just goes to show that Osborne Cox's life really is not there's nothing remarkable about it whatsoever.
Not at all. And so Chad says he has a friend who helps him set up computers and program VCRs for people and shit. And he like 2008 programming a VCR, like, fucking hell. And so this friend found a digital watermark, found out his name is Osborne Cox. So Chad suggests asking Cox for a reward as a Good Samaritan tax. And Linda's like, "Oh yeah, sure, why not do it?" So Chad makes the phone call to Osborne Cox in the middle of the night. "I'm a Good Samaritan. I'm sorry I'm calling at such an hour. I thought you might be worried about the security of your shit."
That line right there. So fucking funny.
Yeah. And we hear like Malkovich like kind of like, "Who are you? Why are you calling me?" and everything. Like Chad's like, "I know these documents are sensitive." And the way Chad keeps saying like Osborne Cox over, like, saying the full name because he thinks he's figured out some deep dark secret information.
Like he's intimidating him or something.
And, so like, "I know these documents are sensitive." "Yes, hello, this is Osborne Cox. Who the fuck are you?" And Chad goes on about something about how, like, some bureau chief in Belgrave was some sort of butcher or something like that. But Chad's reading off a really tiny piece of paper too. Like Chad got all really important notes, but he's writing down like a business card almost size piece of paper.
Yeah.
And Malkovich rips on Chad for not being pronounced rapport.
Yeah.
But John Malkovich knows he's doing a complete fucking idiot. And so we cut to John Malkovich in bed on the phone there. Tilda Swinton's waking up and wondering what the hell's going on. And she's just so good at playing in the background. It's like, what the fuck is that guy woken up for? And Chad's like, yeah, this is a major inconvenience for us, so we thought we should get a reward. And Oz is so mad, you want money for this? Chad's just yeah, well, why not? Am I out of line here? And Linda starts she doesn't on the phone. She starts yelling back at Oz too, we will call you back with our demands. And Chad's oh, I'm so sorry, and hangs up. He's such a fucking idiot. They're completely over their heads, which is such a Coen Brothers thing to do. It's just a Llewellyn Moss in No Country for Old Men, just thinking they know what the hell's going on, but completely being oblivious to the
it's if you put George Clooney's character in Oh Brother Where Art Thou in No Country for Old Men.
Yeah. It's fantastic. It's just the Coen Brothers are perfect in this mode. And this is it's funny, because No Country for Old Men and Brother Rain seem like they could be such different movies, but they really are very extremely similar movies. They're about
absolutely.
Desperate people at the end of the day, and it even has the final monologue at the end, which just which we'll get to that, which is just an absolutely phenomenal final sequence. Oz tells Swinton that some clown stole his memoirs. She's confused what the fuck's going on. And she says, why in God's name would anyone think that's worth anything? So their marriage is fucking off the rocker too. They're completely miserable. She's clearly filing a divorce there. He's not fully aware how cooked their marriage is. And so we get to George Clooney's big plot of the movie, where his wife's leaving for a book tour. He's left for his own mysterious contraption at home there. We see him, occasionally in his basement there, welding things, getting things together for this one thing. We don't know what the hell it is. We also see some cars in the streets there. He thinks he's being followed. He's paranoid. We see the car kind of skids off, goes the other way there. So we then see Swinton meet her lawyer again. The lawyer asks the secretary for financial documents on Malkovich. She checks her hard body's gym bag and finds out that the CD's gone. So we figure out that it's the lawyer's assistant or secretary or paralegal or whatever who has lost the documents, lost the CD. And it's no big deal, because they'll just get another copy of Think Peter.
Right.
And Frances McDormand is going on a date again. She's shown out a park by Washington Monument. So the guy she's setting herself on a date with is Harry, who's George Clooney there. And they go on this date, which is incredible chemistry compared to the previous date there. And he has, again, the great line where it's oh yeah, they're eating food some Japanese restaurant. Does this have show food in it?
Yeah. Well, it's the same two lines that he has at the dinner scene, where he makes up a fake allergy, and then he talks about how he's never discharged his weapon in 20 years of service.
Yeah. The best part about him saying about the fake allergy there is oh yeah, what the hell, live dangerously. Can't always wear a condom.
Yeah, can't always wear a condom. What a piece of shit.
Insane thing to say in a first date with a woman.
Right.
Oh god, you'd be laughed out of the fucking restaurant at that point there. And so again, as he eats his food, he's totally fine there. Mentions the gun and everything. And also, the next day, so apparently George Clooney says to her during the date that oh yeah, I'm 100% on board for all the plastic surgeries you want to do.
Yeah.
And then
that she sees as a huge positive when she's talking about him later.
Yeah, it's just such a shitty thing to say. I don't know. I feel if you're on a date with someone who's oh yeah, I want to get all these plastic surgeries done. I feel if you're just oh yeah, 100% absolutely do those. That should be a deal breaker, right?
Yeah, dude. Yes, absolutely.
So Chad's trying to meet up with Oz Cox in his car, trying to figure out negotiation. So Chad's on his bike with his most ill-fitting suit ever in a helmet. He looks like such a fucking idiot. In the car, Malkovich says some comments on his appearance, and Chad says oh yeah, appearances can be deceptive. Also, Frances McDormand and Chad they both say oh yeah, to be real spies, you got to remove the tags from your clothing. You have to
I forgot about that. Okay, so that's why he removed the tags. Okay, got it.
Yeah, they think they're real spies, and Malkovich is clearly like 30 levels above where Chad is mentally. So like Malkovich yells something like, if you ever carry a proposed threat, you would experience such a shitstorm of consequences. My friend, your empty little head would be spinning faster than the wheels of your Schwinn bicycle over there. And Chad's like, you think that's a Schwinn?
He thinks it's a Schwinn. Yeah. Such a good line.
I don't even know what bikes are, but like Chad's proud of his bike and nothing else. Like that's only Chad going as a character. And like I was like, give me the fucking floppy or the CD or whatever the fuck it is. Chad's like, just give us the fucking money. And Malkovich is so pissed off he punched him in the fucking face, giving a bloody nose.
Yeah, the way that Brad Pitt cries out in that scene too is also very funny. The noise he makes, so good. He's like, "Oh, you hit me in the face!" Like almost crying.
Yeah, he gets out of the car there and gets into Linda's car. They're chasing Malkovich down the road, rear-ending him. This is the point where Chad and Linda decide to sell the data at the Russian embassy, and they talk to the Russian cultural attaché. It's like they're trying to sell like, oh, how important this information is, how like high scale it is, and so they try to escalate the matter to his superior. And also Linda, with how big of a deal this is, she's like wants this whole thing to happen. She's at a Russian embassy trying to sell government secrets to another country, and she's like, "Can this happen faster? I have a date happening later tonight." And like they get escalated to the next Russian guy they're talking to, and they're kind of shocked that like they want money and it's not about ideology. And the Russian asks like, "You're not ideological?" And Chad's like, "I don't think so." Like Chad is such an empty brain of a human being. Both Chad and Linda promise that they have more information, despite only having this one CD there. So later we see Clooney and Frances McDormand going on a date to the movies, and they're seeing Coming Up Daisy yet again. So she's already seen this movie before.
I love how she sees the movie fucking 3 times.
Yeah. Like also one thing in the background, like on, I think it's the marquee there. The movie that's going to be playing later on is going to be Hail Caesar, which the Coen brothers would later make as a movie like 8 years later. Yeah. So like, at the movie, they're laughing their asses off watching the movie. So clearly, I feel like she's playing it up a lot more, trying to impress this guy she's with. Yeah. And they go back to his house, and he shows her what he's been working on. He mentions he's reading a gentleman's magazine. Whatever this was cost $1,200 in the magazine, but he figured he'd go to Home Depot and make it for $100. And she asks what it is. So we see it. It's a chair with a hole in the center, and there are handles on rails at the side of it. And when the chair rocks, a very pink, veiny, anatomically correct dildo pops up and out of the chair, back and forth.
It's Mac's bike from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Yeah. And like, usually, I think most people would be like, "What the fuck are you doing here?" But Linda's like, "Oh, that's fantastic."
She just immediately loves it. He has a line at that part too that I thought was really funny. He kind of like, he talks about, whole thing only cost me $100, not including my labor. And then he kind of like forlornly is like, can't synthesize the rubber myself or whatever. like it takes it as a personal shortcoming that he couldn't do that part.
Yeah. It's so fucking funny. Like, this is like, we've seen many scenes of the scene before of him like setting up what he's actually working on. You think like he's a government guy, it's gonna be something really impressive or deep or something like that, and like it's just a chair that can like, you know, masturbate a woman. That's it.
Yeah.
Apparently Joel Coen said that the contraption was inspired by something a key grip built in a film set he was working on, as well as something he saw in the Museum of Sex in New York City. So like, what the fuck was that film set happening where like a key grip could just like be building like a dildo set there? Like,
yeah, I was gonna say, what fucking movie was he working on?
Yeah, was it No Country for Old Men? Like,
yeah.
Because they went to the Russians. Oz here's my contact there that people who are blackmailing could potentially be Russians, and so while he's at this dinner, finding out like he's being trailed by the Russians there, he's also being served with divorce papers. So not having a great time at all. And then Chad and Linda, like, because they need to get more information, because they told the Russians they can get more, they decided to break into Oz's house for more information. And Chad they say like, "Oh, you need to look presentable," so he had to toss on a suit to go in this neighborhood here, because he would look like a complete doofus if he was just in his gym outfit. So he uses wired earbuds. He's waiting in the car, drinking his Jamba Juice there. He sees Swinton and Oz leaving the house. Swinton and Harry leaving the house there. And then Chad breaks in. And Clooney's out for a jog. He's heading back towards the house there. Chad's investigating the computer for more files inside the house, and yeah, so then Clooney returns to the house. He tries taking a shower. Chad's hiding in the closet like he's like in blue velvet or something, and Clooney then opens up the closet and sees a man's face. Brad Pitt with the dumbest grin on his face possible.
This smile is, it perfectly encapsulates his character. It's one of those things where you watch it, it's just greater. This part is just greater than the movie itself. It's so iconic. He just looks like he doesn't know what to do. He opens the closet, and his reaction is just to smile like a fucking goon, and then immediately shot right in the head.
Right, that blood and guts sprayed all over the closet. I rewound this scene like 40 times because I love looking at Brad Pitt's face just kind of react to like what is Chad thinking at this point in time? Because like he knows he's in someone's house there trying big spy work he's working on, but he thinks that he's like what is on his mind when he's like someone's open door, like what's smiling help out with? Like he doesn't say anything either, and just like the dumbest grin in the world, and just gets fucking murked in the face. And Clooney's like freaking the fuck out. He hides downstairs and he goes back towards the closet. Clooney's not even aware that he killed the man too. So like he's like doing a tactical roll back to get the gun back, to like point the gun back towards Chad, who he killed in the closet. It was like, oh fuck, I did kill this guy.
Yeah. I love the roll very much. And he grabs the knife, he does the roll, the whole thing. Just again, the only like Chekhov's gun in the story is the actual gun. And I thought that was very funny.
It's so funny, yeah. Because you think also like, yeah, again, like Clooney's mentioned the gun a lot of times. He's also mentioned the his allergies a lot of time. The allergies never come into effect, but the gun does.
Yeah, like you got everything about his character. It's just he's got the fucking ass blaster 5000 or whatever. All these things just go nowhere except for the gun, and then and that's like the most iconic scene in the movie and maybe in Coen Brothers' filmography. And
also, the Coen Brothers says one thing back during Blood Simple is that they thought that people died too easily in movies. So, like, a lot of Blood Simple is, like, Dan Hedaya dying slowly because, like, that's how people actually die. It's hard to kill a human being. And, like, No Country for Old Men is a lot about it as well. It's, like, how, like, it's dying is a gruesome, slow experience to happen to you. Mm-hmm. But this is probably the fastest Coen death to ever happen in a movie ever for a main character. It's such a quick thing.
Completely pointless, brutal, pointless death for like the only nice character in the story.
Yeah, for laughs. He dies for laughs. It's so fucking funny. You know, you feel a little bit sad for Chad, but like when you're watching the movie, like, this is just the funniest death in cinematic history. And so Clooney's investigating Chad's body. The wallet's empty. The suit tags have been removed because they believe they thought make them look like real spies when they're interacting with Oz there. So Clooney's like, oh fuck, I killed a spy. Like, I killed a spook. Like, what the fuck am I gonna do? So we finally go back to CIA headquarters, and Oz's superior, Palmer, who is the guy who fired him, superior is played by J.K. Simmons. And their plan to the Russian embassy knows that Oz had the CD dropped at the embassy there. Palmer recaps the movie to this point there. So you get a full recap of the movie, what the hell's going on. And, like, J.K. Simmons is just like, okay, so, like, casually, like, okay, we're going to do the body. Like, oh, Clooney dropped the body in the river. It's like, J.K. Simmons is like, I don't know, burn the body, get rid of it, don't want people poking around. So poor Chad, he gets fucking blasted in the face there. No one knows where the fuck he is. He gets his body burned by the CIA.
Yeah. Just amazing.
No one knows the motive of his whole case there. So, and this is the point where J.K. Simmons is like, Oz is no security, nothing matters at all. Let's just move on past. It's like, we don't want to go poking around. But Linda, of course, is freaking the fuck out. She sent Chad on this one spy mission. And Ted's kind of like, okay, asking what the hell's going on. So Richard Jenkins, like, yeah, we know it's the CIA. So she kind of gets involved. He gets involved at this one point. But Linda thinks that the Russians kidnapped Chad. So honestly, like, Coen Brothers are really good at building up the stakes. We know exactly where everyone's motivations are, what everyone knows and does not know. And the fact that the Russians involved, like, makes sense for a lot of Linda to be freaking the hell out. So now we're in the third act of the movie. Clooney is pretty miserable. And so Clooney's at home. He's cutting the largest pile of carrots I've ever seen in a movie before. And like,
with Tilda Swanson. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's just like, what the fuck are you doing? And she's like, That's enough carrots for the salad there. And he's also like really worried about like the cars chasing after him and everything. And so he says one car on the street there, and he hits the car and starts tackling the man that's running away from the car. And it turns out it's someone who works for the Tuckman Marsh law firm. And he's like, he thinks this guy's a spy. Like, who's Tuckman Marsh? He's like, oh, Tuckman Marsh law firm. This guy's like repeating Tuckman Marsh a lot of times. And I also watched A Serious Man right after watch Brent Reading because I want to know, like, you know, the context of this thing there. And Serious Man, one of the best Coen Brothers movie ever. But Tuckman Marsh is also mentioned in a Serious Man as well.
The person or the law firm? I didn't
the law
know
firm.
that.
Yeah, the law firm. Yeah, yeah.
Interesting.
So this guy is serving divorce papers to George Clooney. So this is who's been tracking him down. It's been divorce papers. It has not been some evil spy. Also, like Clooney's wife is on a book tour too. She's been having an affair with someone else. And yeah, so like, everyone's unraveling. Malkovich is unraveling too. Tilda Swinton's taking all the money from the bank account. So it's also changed the locks of the home there. She's seeing the car been rear-ended. Malkovich has a great line when talking to his bank account. Like, no, I'm sorry. I don't know the number to my savings account because, believe it or not, I don't spend my entire fucking day memorizing the fucking numbers to my fucking bank account, moron.
Yeah. The way that John Malkovich said, I just posted this on Blue Sky earlier today when I was watching this. The way that he says fucking moron in this movie, it just rolls right off the tongue. John Malkovich was born to say the phrase fucking moron.
Mm-hmm. Like, he is such a great deliverer of dialogue in general, but like when he gets to do something kind of crude and funny, it's great too. Like, I think my favorite John Malkovich performance is probably in The Line of Fire when he plays the villain in that movie. But like him being funny is absolutely incredible. Like him doing the on Saturday Night Live, he's reading to the night before Christmas all the kids and everything. He does the very like he has a lot of pretense as an actor. He's a very serious actor, but him beginning to kind of break into comedy mode is so great.
The range, I mean, he was fucking Lenny of Mice and Men, man. Like, the range is just crazy.
Mm-hmm. And like he probably is the best one-liners of this entire movie. Like, I think Chad would be the funniest character, but I think like Malkovich is completely like. I would love to work with the Coen Brothers again. Like, I'm not sure what Malkovich has done the past few years. He's been kind of quiet lately, but he's a great actor.
He's pretty old now.
Yeah, true.
How old is he?
Probably gotta be like 70 something right now, right?
I'm googling it. Yeah. 71. That's not too old to act. He's around. Yeah. He's around.
He feels like. Oh, he's in the movie Opus that came out earlier this year with
Apparently he was in the fucking Fantastic Four. No wonder I didn't see that shit.
Wait, he's in Fantastic Four? I saw the movie.
So.
No, he can't. I literally saw that movie. Can't be in it. Is he?
That's what the Google snippet says. All of those are, notoriously not.
Sorry, his scenes were cut from the movie.
Oh.
Why would you cut John Malkovich from your fucking movie?
Yeah,
oh my god. That's a disaster. Fuck. That movie was boring as fuck. Not a good movie. So Linda's told Ted what's going on in the movie and what's going on in the plot here. And she convinces Ted to break into Oz's house to get more information, to get Chad back, because despite the fact that they don't have any information at all, they told the Russians they did have some, and they think that they can get Chad back if you sell more information to the Chinese or some other governments there. And Ted loves Linda so much, he'll agree to do it. Mm-hmm. And Linda and Clooney are on a date in a park there. And then just sitting on a bench there. And the guy she's on a really boring date with, had the really bad missionary sex earlier on. He's staring at another bench. And she says, like, I don't know who this guy is. And this freaks Clooney out. And he's trying to help Linda find where Chad is, get some information there. And Linda tells Chad, like, oh, he was last seen at this address here, because I was sending him towards here. He goes, like, oh, fuck, here's where I killed a man. And Clooney loses it, thinks he's a spy. And I was like, who's just working for? He's like freaking out, looking absolutely everywhere at every single like person in a suit in the park there. And she's like, oh, I'm just Linda Lipsky.
Linda Lipke. The way that she smiles, just that, like I said, is just so fucking funny. Yeah. He's completely lost his mind at this point. It's kind of like, have you ever read the book The Crying of Lot 49? When he's just, everything, it's the perfect book for like how it feels to go nuts. Losing yourself to a conspiracy theory. It's just this. Like everybody, these are obviously just people that are out for a walk in this park or whatever, but because it's supposed to be like where they're supposed to be like Langley or DC or whatever, everyone's in the government or whatever. Very funny.
But Linda's actually being followed by everyone like in a suit after her because she has been talking to the Russians and everything. And like, so the helicopter flying above her, there's a guy in a car beside her flying her, and she's like, her last line movie is like, oh, for Pete's sake. Like very Minnesota nice, like Fargo kind of thing. Oz, like, he wants to go back to his home and everything, and so he gets a hatchet from his boat and drives back to the house. And of course, Oz breaks into his house and makes a cocktail first. He's such an alcoholic.
Yeah, super good. This is, yeah, he's got what, like a hatchet or a hammer or something?
A hatchet, yeah. And so he goes downstairs to his basement and sees Ted Richard Jenkins at his computer, and at gunpoint he's like, you're a fucking moron here. Like, he's like, oh, I'm not a moron. Like, I'm with that moron there. It's like, oh, you're in the league with morons, and shoots Ted in like the fucking upper torso there. Ted tries to escape and then gets to the street there, and Oz murders him with a hatchet in the middle of the street there. And then we cut to the all-timer ending of this movie, which is back at the CIA headquarters. Palmer's telling J.K. Simmons what transpired. Clooney's apprehended because he's trying to escape to Venezuela, and he's like, why do you go to Venezuela? Like, oh, we have an extradition treaty to Venezuela. Well, like, in that case, like, for fuck's sake, put him on the next flight to Venezuela. We don't deal with this fucker anymore. Again, such a low-level guy. We don't have to worry about him, like, leaking anything at all. So the guys who are surveilling Oz shot him, put him into a coma when he's trying to kill Richard Jenkins. He has no brain function at all. And, like, well, like, hopefully he won't wake up, but if he does, he can tell us what the hell happened. The CIA took in Linda, and she'll play ball if they pay for her surgery. It's just every bit of information. And Jenkins like, yep, pay for every little surgery she has. Like, don't worry about it. Like, just pay for it all. And then the all-timer like dialogue exchange in the movie is like, J.K. Simmons saying, well, what did we learn, Palmer? I don't know, sir. I don't fucking know either. I guess we learned not to do it again. Yes, sir. I'm fucked if I know what we did. Yes, sir. It's hard to say. Jesus fucking Christ. Simmons closes the file. We zoom to CIA headquarters, and we get that shitty font again. Produced and directed by Joel and Ethan Coen.
Fantastic ending. They really know how to stick the endings.
It's so good. Like, just doing the back-to-back of like the No Country ending with Tommy Lee Jones doing his final monologue there, and then just doing a similar thing where it's like a guy in a room and just like, well, like, you can't actually reckon with everything that's actually happened because like it's impossible to imagine every situation possible. It's such it's wonderful. And like J.K. Simmons is also one of the funniest people ever out there, and like the way he sells that dialogue, well, like, fuck if we know we did. Like, well, maybe next time we'll figure it out. So that's Bernd Ringer's movie. And so the film opened the Venice Film Festival in August 2008, and it received overall good reviews. Not rave reviews like No Country for Old Men, but it had a warmer reception than Intolerable Cruelty, Lady Killers, The Man Who Wasn't There. Because like the Coen brothers, like, when they won the screenplay Oscar back for Fargo, 98, 95, whatever year it was, I feel like a lot of people were just like kind of like, oh, like, here's the guys on top of the world with like they're winning their Oscars, winning their awards, and then they followed it up with kind of movies that's kind of like, not as great there. So like the Fargo Big Lebowski comparison is kind of similar to the No Country for Old Men and Brunch Reading comparison, but I feel like people come around to me more over time. Like I've seen like I remember I saw this in theaters. I thought like, oh yeah, like the reviews were not that great at the time, but right now this is Brunch Reading is the fourth most popular movie on Letterboxd for the Coen brothers, behind No Country, Fargo, and Big Lebowski.
Yeah, I guess at the time I could see it. It just didn't really. They're just ahead of the game a little bit, Mm-hmm. I don't know. I didn't really start thinking about this movie until, like I said, it was after the kind of the COVID conspiracies and how everybody is just so certain they know what's going on, and it's like one little piece of information, and that'll kind of, I guess, form their entire identities. This one study for the COVID vaccine or something like that. Oh, we're sure that this is a hoax or whatever, and blah blah blah. And it was just very funny. Everybody is Chad in that movie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like it's like. Because it did well in the box office. It made a $163.7 million off a $37 million budget. And No Country for Old Men made $171 million. So it almost made exactly the same amount of money. So, like, it was a hit, but it's also like it's not really considered like one of the best Coen brother movies. It's considered like one of the.
I just think that you have to be a certain kind of person, especially back then. But like even today, you have to be a certain kind of person to like. If you don't think this movie is funny, or if you don't get it, you probably have like a happy life, and you're not paying attention to like the insane shit. Like you're probably not very online. First of all, you know what I mean. You're just not engaged with politics or something. It's funny. I saw on my Letterboxd, it was like one of my friends had reviewed this, and she'd said, and this is not a dig at her, she's very normal and offline and well balanced.
Good for her.
She was like, I think I like this movie, but I'm not I don't understand like why it was made or something. Like I just don't understand if it was good or bad. And I was like, yeah, it's because you have a nice life and are normal and well adjusted. Versus like all the psychos are like, this movie's perfect.
And like, yeah, that's a good point too, is because like this movie, like, you're right, it's about the paranoia thing of a bigger government conspiracy where there may not be one before, and the government themselves are complete fucking idiots themselves. So like, it's very relevant to nowadays, because like we know for a fact now the government is dumber than they've ever been in their entire lives. Like the government, like we know for a fact that these guys are complete imbeciles who know absolutely nothing.
I'm sorry, but like, I'm sorry to live out here a little bit, but like, I even think that the current administration's like intelligence apparatuses could be even dumber than what they wrote in this movie. Like,
100%.
It was so ahead of its time.
Yeah, like because you have like everyone's gotten dumber over time, so of course dumber people get more in charge, and dumber people get more appointed to these positions. Like,
unfortunately for us, podcasters are in charge of like the FBI and shit now. Like it's it's a very Coen-esque time in a way.
This movie was not up for many major awards at all, considering that No Country was up for 1 million awards back the year before. The most notable nominations were Best Comedy and Best Lead Actress in a Comedy for Frances McDormand at the Golden Globes. So Vicky Cristina Barcelona won Best Comedy, which is a pretty good movie. And McDormand lost to Sally Hawkins for Happy Go Lucky, the Mike Leigh movie, which I have not seen. But yeah, I feel like overall, like, Burnt Rain's had a pretty good reputation as time goes on. I think you're right when it comes to like people have latched onto this because like society's gotten stupider. So as people want to watch stupid people actually interact with government more, and like because that's what reality is now. I feel like this is not going to be considered one of the top tier Coen Brothers movies, but I really hope like if you're listening to this and have not watched it, go and watch it, because it's a great funny movie. And like
if you're listening to this far in and you haven't watched it, Jesus Christ, go, yeah, what's wrong with you?
Yeah,
go watch it first.
Yeah. So when it comes to like the Coen Brother comedies, which one's your favorite?
Oh man, I think chuckles per minute, this one's pretty high, but I think it's pretty hard to beat Raising Arizona. I think that's just one of the best movies ever made. Again, ask me next week, and it'll just, with the Coen Brothers movies, it's just always a dice roll, whatever mood I'm in. But like, I don't know, Big Lebowski. Sometimes I'm the opposite of you in that, like I said before, I didn't. I was kind of with you. I didn't really get it, but then as time has gone on, the depth of that movie is just so staggering. Every time I watch it now, it's just I find some bigger theme that I never even caught on to before. So I do think that one's really good and really funny, but I think I just got to give it to Raising Arizona.
Nick Cage is just so good in that movie, and also the yodeling score in that movie is so funny.
Again, that's just one of those movies that they write morons perfectly. I mean, it's just insane.
John Goodman in that movie is so funny.
Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah, so I think that's all we have to say about Branch Reading. Do you have any final thoughts about Branch Reading as a movie?
Fuck if I know.
That's the perfect way to end it, yeah.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks for joining me so much. Yeah, of course. Do you have anything you want to plug?
Yeah, I mean, obviously I'm doing Kill the Computer, formerly known as Western Kabuki. Football season is upon us. Next week, I think we were going to try and do this week or next week. My football podcast, 60 Minute Drill, is back.
Hell yeah.
That is going to be a lot of fun. We're not going away this time. We're coming back full time. We're going to be doing 2 episodes a week forever, no off season.
Fuck yes.
So that's going to be fun. And I think, I'm on the Kill the Computer paywall, we're kind of trying to do a thing where it's more of like a mini podcast network. So we have 2 or 3 new shows coming out behind that network or that paywall. So we're going to have, obviously, if you listen to that show, you'll know of the Carl Mindset with Marcos and I that's been stalled, but we're working on it. We've got 2 or 3 new shows beyond that we'll probably have launched by October. So
nice.
Hopefully you'll be getting, for the same price, a good, 3 or 4 shows behind the paywall there. So please check that out. June and I are trying really hard to make it kind of a spectacle behind the paywall there.
It's a great show. Like, if you have not listened to Kill the Computer, absolutely do it. June and Caleb are absolutely fantastic podcasters. Also, 60-Minute Drill is one of my favorite podcasts. I love what you, Arif, and Ed are cooking up there. It's such a funny and engaging and entertaining show.
Definitely. It's so much easier than Kill the Computer, too. And I'm sorry, June, I'm not trying, if you're listening, I'm not trying to be like harsh. It's because it's all I got to do is, well, first of all, Arif knows everything there ever is to know about football, but then Ed is just going to complain and go on a 40-minute rant about how the Raiders are ruining his life. And that's all I have to do. And that's the easiest show to ever make.
And it's fantastic and really, really fascinating, too. Also, if people here, if you're not into football at all, listen to the Pat Tillman episode of 60-Minute Drill. That's a fascinating episode of American imperialism in sports. Really great episode of podcast.
I'll tease it here. Fuck it. I'm still fighting, doing FOIA battles with the U.S. government. I moved forward and I said, basically, we're going to sue if you don't give us some of these records. So I think we're actually, and I think that was successful because they're sending me something. If you listen to that episode, you know what that was. So we're going to have a follow-up to that this season, I believe. We'll see. But yeah, I mean, you don't have to like football necessarily to enjoy that because it's kind of, we're trying to talk about the confluence of just like culture and politics and sports. But then, we'll also, if you do like sports, one of the episodes every week, we're going to try and alternate between stuff like that and then, dumb guy yapping about big man on field. So
yeah, please tune into his podcast. They're really, really good. I'll have them in the episode links and descriptions as well. And yeah, so for me, as of Thursday, after this episode comes out, I will be at TIFF. So follow me on social media at bwisher on Twitter, Blue Sky, and Letterboxd for Toronto International Film Festival updates. Also give Movie Pod a follow on Twitter and Blue Sky. And please give me some more emails from the mailbag at moviepodmailbag@gmail.com. And even though I'm at TIFF there, I have an episode already recorded for next week. Movie Pod will never stop. Me and my friend Jake will be discussing the teen sex comedy classic, American Pie. Have you seen American Pie, Caleb?
I sure have.
Hell yeah.
I was like a teenager when that movie came out. Even I was a younger teenager, but it was like, yeah, dude, American Pie was... I think American Pie was like... I was too young to be allowed to watch American Pie. That's the age I was. So,
yeah. I think American Pie with me, like my sister is a couple years older, so she had it for like... She rented it for sleepovers, and I was like watched it because she had it kicking around. But I was definitely too young to be watching American Pie. I learned too many sexual terms and lingo from American Pie.
Yeah. Same, and not like probably in a good way. Like I definitely shouldn't have been watching movies like that back then. Damn, goddamn, like that kind of like I guess you'd call it Gen X, although they were really targeted more at millennials. But like. Those kinds of movies were really, really, really bad, and I think I saw somebody online say, yeah, like they were so bad because, like, obviously, like the Porky's shit that the Gen Xers grew up on.
That's a full-on rape movie. That's so fucking disgusting. This movie, yeah.
So they grew up watching that and started making their movies, and eventually we were just like, well, we should probably we got to stop this. That's why I think millennials were woke is because it got too far.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so tune in next week for when we talk more about American Pie. Yeah, I have to ask you because I asked my other guests last week too. Have you ever fucked a pie before?
I have not fucked a pie.
You have not fucked a pie. Neither have I.
I have not fucked a pie.
Tisk tisk. Well,
we'll see. Hopefully, I still got a lot of years left. We'll find out.
We'll see what happens there.
Yeah, so the answer is not yet.
Thank you so much again for joining me. I would love to have you back on at some point later in the future there.
Absolutely.
I'm also going to be announcing kind of right now that as of October, the format of the show is going to be changing a little bit. I'll be announcing what the format's going to be later on. I'll tell you off the air what it is, so maybe you want to join up for an episode down the line.
Nice.
So, yeah, until take care and see you next week.